I saw your tweet today about The Fosters, so I wanted to talk to you about TV and what do you think about shows like The Fosters and.
Oh gosh, I wish I was better prepared. You know, I've never seen an episode of The Fosters. My mom is watching The Fosters.
Oh, okay, so that's what that was about.
But I am an avid TV watcher, and I've basically I've had to opt out of pop culture for the past year and a half because my nights have been gone. I've had a gig nightly, so I'm looking forward to the fall season.
And then Hamilton has exposed a problem with Broadway and the accessibility of people able to actually see the show. As someone behind such a popular show, how do you make Broadway more accessible to more people?
Well, I mean, that's a question with a lot of answers. I think one of the things that we tried to do when we realized the show was going to be successful is prioritize kids. You know, every person who leaves the show says, we got to get history students to see the show. And so we dedicated matinees. We've got 20,000 students seeing our show on Broadway. The program that we built to do that with the Rockefeller Foundation and the Gilder Lehrman Institute, we're duplicating it with our tour company. So, you know, there will be that many kids seeing the Chicago production. We are trying to partner with schools for every stop the first national tour takes. So at every stage of Hamilton's life, students are always going to be a priority.
Did you visit the archives here during your preparation for the role, or anything, just to get a little bit closer to it?
No, this is my first time here, and we just kind of got the extra goodies tour backstage, so we got to see a first copy of the Hamilton's Report of Public Credit. We saw a handwritten letter from Eliza to Congress at age 89, towards the end of her life. I'm here with a pang of regret that there are so many treasures that I didn't see firsthand.
It seems like the show has become even more relevant as time goes on. At what point during the creation did you realize how strongly it's going to resonate with people?
I didn't. I think one of the things that you realize when you write the show is every argument we're having now, everything you cover in Politico or in The Hill or your various news outlets, we had a version of that fight already. The fights that we have as a country, the debates we have between left and right, between progressive and liberal, there's been a version of it, and it's sort of like family fights. You know, the fight you have with your siblings, you've been having variations on that same fight for your entire lives. And so it actually kind of gives you a nice dose of perspective when you read the news and think the world's coming to an end. You go, oh, no, it's been this bad before.
The weird thing is,
Last one, go ahead.
The weird thing is I saw the show, and I was thinking the same thing, that what can we do as a country to get past these same tired political arguments we seem to have every 4 years?
We can't. They're our fights. They are our fights. We're always going to argue about the size of role in our government, the size of government in our lives. We're always going to argue about how involved we are in the affairs of other countries. We are always going to be dealing with the repercussions of slavery and its legacy and how it affects who we are as a nation, always. It's part of the original fabric of our country. So, we're going to move this way and we're going to move this way, and the needle's going to move, but there are issues. You don't solve your family's issues, you just kind of keep talking them out.
Now,
but we have to keep talking.
As a West Wing fan, are you really geeking out right now? Seeing the archives?
Yeah, yes, I am, absolutely. I'm also geeking out that the West Wing cast is back together and just like chilling and stumping. I read that on Twitter this morning. But yeah, yes, Tommy and I are definitely doing our best, Sam Seaborn and Toby Ziegler, walking these Hamilton halls.
Wait, last question from this gaggle of
Could you remind us, take us back to that original poetry jam you did at the White House.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind when you walk in front of that camera and you deliver that and you say, you guys laugh, but it's true, and they compare that to now, no one's laughing now.
Well, it was so funny, we got in a car to get here and the address was 700 Pennsylvania Avenue. I was like, oh, I've been next door. It was so funny to hear that address. I was terrified. I was as terrified as I've ever been. I was performing something I'd only previously performed in the shower, and to my girlfriend, and to maybe Tommy Kail and Alex Lacamoire.
Not all at the same time, though.
No, we were not all in the shower at that moment. And so the thrill was, what happened that night is what has happened in real life, which is they laugh because it's a crazy idea, and then they get sucked into the story. Just like I got sucked into the story when I read Ron's biography, and he sucked me into Hamilton's life. That's the kind of power Hamilton's life holds, and so you see it in miniature in that evening.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. So many. You could write right, equally thrilling works.
Ooh, the gauntlet's thrown down. He went
Who's
first.
gonna do it? No, the one that springs to mind immediately, because we saw a document pertaining to it earlier this afternoon, was the betrayal of Benedict Arnold. Hamilton was there. He was there when they intercepted the letter. He was there when he said to Washington, "Yo, let's roll up on Benedict Arnold's house. Let's go get him." And the reason it kills me, he didn't say it in those words. So hip hop. But they roll up on Benedict Arnold's house, and Benedict Arnold is not there. He has fled. What they find instead is Mrs. Arnold with her blouse open and a kid in one hand, raving. They're going to take away my baby. They're going to kill my baby. He's left me. He's poisoning. And these august gentlemen, soldier scholars have no idea what to do when they're faced with a topless damsel in distress. And they go, this poor woman, she has no idea what has happened. They send her off to England. She didn't know what was happening. But that weakness for a damsel in distress, to be able to illustrate that early, because we see his weakness when Mariah Reynolds walks in his door with her story, and his critical faculties go out the window when that happens. And so I was really sad. There was no way to fit Benedict Arnold's story in there. But that's one that comes to mind because it points to a key flaw in his character that gets exploited to its fullest.